Okay, LDBC, I'm gonna do this video as calmly as I can, okay? I'm gonna do this video as calmly as I can. And I'm going to address you, and it's a YouTuber named The Mailman. And this video is gonna be a respectful video, okay? I'm not gonna come in, I'm not gonna roast you, I'm not gonna name call. I'm just gonna come at you with a level of respect, okay? Even though, I felt extremely disrespected, but I'm gonna come at you with a level of respect. Okay, now you brought up some points. You said, hey coach, I think don't get into, the bloodlusting of the American boxing fans, stick to women's MMA and blah, blah, blah. I have my things, and I'm gonna go ahead and address each of those points. Okay, point number one, I was already a boxing channel before I was a women's MMA channel. And actually I was doing well as a boxing channel, okay? But see, I'm one of those people that I don't do what everybody else is doing. I do what I think is right. And at this time, when I had just so many women's MMA fighters coming to me and saying, coach, could you start covering women's MMA? And it kind of took me by surprise, because I told these fighters, these are famous fighters. If I even told you who it was, you wouldn't even believe it. But, I kept telling them no. I kept saying no. And finally, I was like, okay. But that's beside the point, okay? See, the issues in women's MMA, you know why that we don't really get into the topic of race in women's MMA, even though it's there, in mixed martial arts is there, it sometimes is drowned out because the fighters fight the best. And see, I want to get you to understand that as a boxing fan, okay? As a boxing fan, I've been crushed because, I want to see the best fight the best. I don't like all the red tape. I don't like all the politics. I don't like stupid fans. And yes, I don't like stupid fans coming at me saying that, Wilder, he should have took the deal that was his biggest offer and blah, blah, blah. I don't want these fans because, fans keep ignoring what Deontay Wilder say. Okay, so people saying Wilder should have took the 12.5 million. Okay, so Wilder said, okay, I'll take it. But in a rematch, you got to take the same thing, and I get the better of it. I mean, what's wrong with that deal? That's a fair deal, but you don't want to address that. You don't want to address that. People like you and people like these UK fans, y'all don't want to address that. So what's the deal? What's the deal? And then you brought up in another point that, you're a black man, and salute to that. I'm glad you're a black man. And you said, hey, the LDBC, I thought you were better than this. It's just, it's a group of black men, a mob that's just jealous. Why are we jealous of Anthony Joshua? Because we want him to fight Deontay Wilder. I mean, how does that even make sense? That don't even make sense. That's stupidity. We jealous of AJ because we want him to fight Deontay Wilder because we want him to fight the best? Really? Really, okay? So see, and now here's my other thing. You're a black man. And you talking about, the whole race thing. And you remind me of one of those black guys that you really think that race don't exist. See, let me tell you something. There was a time way back when I started making my videos. When I started making the videos where, I never even brought up race. But, constantly people want to remind me, hey, yeah, man. Hey, yeah. I mean, I'm glad you're talking about this white fighter. I don't hear many black dudes do that. Like, what? We just talking about the fights. But see, it's always somebody, they'll come up and they have to remind me, oh, yeah, you're a black dude. Or, they try to use the lingo trying to be down and all this other dumb stuff. But see, you don't ever address. As a matter of fact, why don't you guys ever go to, the Hispanic boxing community? Why don't y'all go to them? There's plenty of guys that's Hispanic that make videos that do a great job. And all they do, they all support Hispanic fighters. I wonder why y'all don't go to them and say anything to them. I wonder why. And you got white YouTubers that, they support mostly white fighters. I wonder why y'all don't say nothing about that. See, me personally, I don't have an issue with either of those. But don't come on here telling me, what you think I need to do and what. Nah. See, that's not what happens. Okay, and I want to address the next point. You said that, Deontay Wilder, and you came off as you trying to say that Deontay Wilder not popular. Well, wait a minute. Deontay Wilder not popular in America? Yeah, he is. This man done did commercials for Doritos. This man done several commercials. This man done been on reality TV shows. He's dating a reality TV star. What do you mean he not popular? He is popular. Think about this. Why did our president, why did number 45 have Deontay Wilder in the White House? How come he didn't have Joshua? And he brought Lennox Lewis, also from the UK. They didn't think about Anthony Joshua. I don't like Donald Trump, but, you know, he invited Deontay Wilder. He didn't invite Joshua. How you going to explain that? But Deontay Wilder not a star. Okay. I mean, that's your opinion. But, you know, you got it all misconstrued. The LDBC not a group of jealous black men. We're a group of strong black men that speak our mind, which I always do. And I speak my mind on this. See, you always say, you know, well, you know, hey, you know, boxing fans, all they talk about is race. Well, because it's not supposed to be there. Why are you not getting that? See, you'll get your wake-up call. You will get your wake-up call soon. We talk about race sometimes because it's not supposed to be there. You have a headache. It's not supposed to be there. You have a pain in your lower back. It's not supposed to be there. You're going to go, and what are you going to do? You're going to talk about it. Because it's not, and you talk about it till it's gone. Same with this. It's not too much. The race element of all this, it does exist. It's right there in our face. The thing of it is, though, why not address... See, everybody always want to come to the LDBC about this. Everybody. But nobody's addressing the people that's using the racial comments. You're addressing the people that actually bring up the fact that we don't like the racial element. You address the people that's actually exposing it. Like, if that's not evil, I don't know what is. Same thing, you know, I had the person on live stream using the N-word. Nope, y'all don't want to address that person for using the N-word. Oh, coach, you baited that person. How stupid does that sound? Y'all people don't know for the last 12 to 14 months that person been using the N-word. How you going to explain that? But to get back on code with this right here, do you guys want to see the fight? See, I think that's the question. Do you guys want to see the fight? It's not an LDBC thing. It's not a Hispanic thing. It's not a white thing. It's not an Asian thing. Do you want to see the fight? That's the question that I'm trying to ask y'all. Do you really, truly want to see the fight? Do you want to be a banker? If you want to be a banker, go to a money channel. How about that? I mean, because if we're going to forget information and facts, if we're going to forget that, if we're going to forget that Wilder said, I'll take the 12.5 million, but you got to take the same thing in a rematch. Eddie Hearn said no. Eddie Hearn also kept saying, well, yeah, we're trying to make this fight for September with Deontay Wilder, but we can't do it. Now, this is before the Povetkin fight got announced, dummies. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult. This is before the Povetkin fight even got announced. They had already told Wilder, we can't fight you till April 19th, to April 2019. How you gonna explain that? Then they said Wembley Stadium was not available to fight Deontay Wilder. They said this. Eddie Hearn out of his own mouth said it. You can't refute the facts. He said it. But now all of a sudden, September the 22nd, Alexander Povetkin can get a fight. How you gonna explain this? Stop. Stop right there. And I don't care. I don't care. Even if you want to come on and you want to have it, we can have a healthy discussion. We can have a very healthy discussion. And you can say, oh, what you think your problem is, because you don't have a problem with the LDBC. You got a problem with yourself. The LDBC, we ain't got no problems. Our thing is, we going to tell it. We're going to tell that truth. And shout out to Blue Blood Sports for putting Anthony Joshua on the hot seat. The boy was stuttering all over his words. Anthony Joshua couldn't even get the words out because he put that heat on him. Shout out to Blue Blood. Shout out to 78 Sports TV. Shout out to these guys, man, for putting heat on these guys. And I'm talking about literally putting the heat on these guys and making these guys, making AJ feel it, because we sick of it. We sick of it. We sick and tired of the same thing over and over. Nah, I'm a boxing fan first. Okay? I'm a boxing fan first. Do you want to see the fights? I mean, you know, we getting stalled out. You know, don't nobody want to fight Errol Spence. People are running and hiding from Terrence Crawford, except for Jeff Horn. Shout out to Jeff Horn. Shout out to Julius Ndongo. Okay, people don't want to fight Spence. Shout out to Kell Brook that fought Spence. You got people running. You got people ducking. You got people hiding. I mean, and the stuff that went on with Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg, how they ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux, how you going to explain that? It's boxing. But this is what we get. So now you understand why the racial component don't come out that much in my MMA videos. Why don't? Because they fight the best. And unfortunately, if you got the best fighting the best, sometimes that'll drown out any talk about race, because we're seeing the fights we want to see. Right now, We're not seeing the fights that we want to see in boxing. It's just not happening. I mean, we're sitting here and having these discussions. We should be making post-fight analysis videos. That's what we need to be doing, but we don't. Number one, the guys don't fight enough. They fight once or twice a year. That's not doing it. And second, when they fight that once or twice a year, you know, it's like, okay, you know, they take a tune-up fight, then they wait another 6 months to fight somebody, then they take damage in that fight, then they wait another 6 months. Hell, MMA, I mean, we're seeing like what? Seeing the fighters fight 3 to 4 times a year. That's the difference. So you can say all this stuff, you can put everything down. It's not the LDBC, it's you. It's your own insecurities. I think most of the people in LDBC, we real secure in who we are. We're very secure. I know I am. And I talk the talk. And I will make boxing videos, and I will make MMA videos. Whether you like it or don't like it, it doesn't matter. Sit back and fall back off the coach's channel because the coach said so. And that's just the way that is. I'm done.